Neo Kanja, Lincoln Neo Kanja. He's been declared wanted by NACOC. Persons who were, working with him, or some people who were involved, have been arrested. They have been charged for court, and I think today is Thursday, right? Yeah, today definitely they'll be going to court. He has been declared wanted as at yesterday by the Director General, and serious steps have been taken to get him arrested from all other means that he finds himself. So this is the kind of situation that we find ourselves. And when we deduce it, when we try to, they were in about 44 or 41 boxes that these items were. The
738 parcels of cannabis.
Yes. And when we finished with sorting each one out, that's where we got the total number being 700 and something. And it's very sad. Like I said earlier, you have the right to do any business. If your business is into exporting fresh foods, plantain, whatever. I've lived abroad several years. I love going to the African market to go and get my own Ghanaian produce and then come and cook at home. So if it's your business to be bringing those things there for me to be able to get some there and buy, I have nothing against you. But just as this law that is before me doesn't permit you to be applying or adding anything illicit to that, we will not allow you. Who you are has got nothing to do with us. We don't care. We don't care. You can be whoever, but once we get you, be prepared to face the law.
Street-level dealers are a key part in the distribution chain when it comes to the use of cannabis for recreational use, as you've said. What are the efforts being made to identify these persons? Is that even possible? Because how would you know where to find them? The people who use the cannabis know them. And it appears that there's some kind of understanding. If you don't speak a certain code of a language, they don't own up that they have these drugs on them and they will not sell to you.
So we have those who speak that kind of language to be able to go to them and for us to get them.
So technically, so your people, some of your people are like that small.
No, we are not like that. But you see, if you understand how intelligence works, you need to be able to go within some people in a particular style. If you go like this, that I'm dressed, and the way you are dressed, no, like I said, nobody will attend to you. But the moment they see you, they know that this girl has got nothing to do with this thing that you are doing. Even if you ask for it and you produce all amount of money to them, they will find it difficult to sell it to you, but they will doubt you.
But what worked in that eastern and western region seizures, or what you managed to do with the street dealers there?
Like I said, they are mostly intel-works. Most of our operations are in intel-led. We don't just strike you because we've gotten to know that you are having something on you. We take time. This guy that I just mentioned his name, we took weeks to work on him. About 3 weeks. Gave him serious monitoring and cover. So the very day he decided to, transport the goods. That was the day we struck him and got him. Got the driver, every other person who was involved arrested. That is how we operate. We don't just strike because somebody have texted me or called me that, oh, Mr. Twum, there is this thing here, so please go there. And then the next minute you are there arresting people. No. You can go there and you may not find anything there. So we come in a way that you wouldn't know, but we will confirm every single thing that is happening. And then whatever you need to know, you know. After that, we plan on you and then we strike you.
What challenges exist in that space? On one hand, you're trying to prevent, transiting cannabis from here to another country. Yeah. You're trying to stop them at the farms before they even get there and destroy the plants before they make it into the packets and pallets that are exported. On the other hand, you're also trying to stop these local, for the lack of a better expression, businessmen who work the network on the home front. How challenging is that?
Sometimes it's a bit difficult, especially where you get people who are not willing to open up. So, for instance, you arrest someone who was in possession. By law, possessing it is an offense. But you reckon that it's a chain, so there is always somebody behind that person. And you are trying to get that chain, those behind.
The bigger fish.
The bigger fish. And then you get to a point that you are blocked. Because the one that you have with you is not really willing to cooperate. But, like I said earlier, it is always in your best interest to cooperate with us. Because if you do, There may be other, avenues for you to have some kind of leeway. For instance, we can decide to make you a PW, a prosecution witness. So if in that case, you just use it to prosecute our case because you have led us to make to a good point that we want to get, and that is what may be of high interest to us. So then we can make a decision on you when it comes to that. But if you feel to do, the needful, why not? We'll proceed and then go ahead with you and get you prosecuted.
You talked about parts of the law when it comes to cannabis and what you intend to take to Parliament to be amended.
Yeah.
What
not necessarily amended, but we are just waiting for our fees and charges for that. Cannabis for medicinal purpose use, the fees and charges associated with it, so that because there are categories of permits or licenses that you can be applying from NACOC. It includes, for instance, license to transport. So, for instance, let's say you've been given license to cultivate. If you don't have license to transport, when you are done with the cultivation and maybe you've done your harvesting, and your produce has to go to, let's say, the airport for export or the harbor for export, you can't just bring your car, load them into your car, and then move it.
So you need a license to grow cannabis.
You get a license to grow. You get a license to even have a warehouse for it, a license to transport it.
And all those are separate licenses.
They are all separate things.
And so if you have one, it does not automatically
it doesn't
mean
to
you
the
can
other.
do
No.
So you need one to grow it, you need one to store it, you need one to transport
export it, import it, everything. Everything that, any activity that you want to do, you need permit. And if you decide to take any of them into your own hands to do it on your own, without our fiat or permission, you have us to reckon with.
So if you're growing cannabis for medicinal purposes and it meets the criteria, it's a legitimate business.
Oh, of course. Once we have certified you to do so, and even with that, the amount or the size of land that you are going to use to do that must be something that we have approved, because there are different acreages that are going to be certified or permitted. So, for instance, if you are permitted or if you have been licensed to have, let's say, 5 acres, you can't go beyond.
Okay. I'm asking this because job creation, right?
Oh,
we
course,
also want opportunities for people.
Yeah.
So you can be legally licensed to grow cannabis, and you can also get other licenses to do other things. Is it easy to get these licenses?
Let's get there. Well, it depends on what you put before us. If we are good, or if you are very satisfied with whatever you put before us after our back end works and everything, we can. The fiat to grant you will not be that difficult.
What are the requirements?
A lot of things are involved. The parties must be Ghanaians. You must have whatever you are asking for. For instance, if you are asking for 5 acres land permit, you need not to have 1 acre and use it to apply for 5. You must have the 5. And we will come to assess that you really have the 5. You understand? So it's not like we will just allow you to get something and then go behind and do something else. No.
What's monitoring like for, keeping tabs on these developments? For those who are licensed, making sure they are coloring within the lines where they have
as it stands now, nobody has been licensed to do it. So anybody planting cannabis anywhere is illegal. As you sit here, nobody has been given license to plant cannabis anywhere in Ghana. So whichever region you find yourself to be planting cannabis today, you are conducting or engaging in an illegal act. And once you are caught, you face the law fully.
So ganja farmers in Ghana are breaking the law?
Extremely.
Okay. I've heard, like it happens in other countries, it being permissible to use certain levels of cannabis for recreational purposes, as you've said. Is it something we are considering in Ghana? Some people say when they do these things, when they perpetrate this, as you're saying, an illegality, they don't harm anybody, they don't hurt anybody. It just helps them to relax, calms anxiety. People have vouched for some of these things on their own. So is it something we are willing to consider?
There's no evidence to that effect. I know the positive versions of cannabis. I know. I've been witness to some of the works or the good things. For instance, cancer. They are able to turn cannabis into, those for medicinal purposes to some level And that level, anybody with cancer can be cured. I've seen it. I know. I'm not speaking from a layman point of view. No, I know. This one I know. I've seen it. I went to Malawi not long ago, and we visited one company. They were doing marvelous. In fact, one rep from that company even came to me yesterday. They are doing marvelous. They also intend to come down, to Ghana to join us when everything or the green light is fully given. So, yes, it's good, but
that's medicinal use. I'm talking about recreation.
The recreational, there's nothing that in the law, which is before me here, that permits anything recreational.
But is that conversation, is that on the table?
It's not something that is before us, and I don't think we may be considering it.
Some people are not liking you very much right now, but it's okay. And so we've talked about the opioids and the opioid crisis. We've talked about cannabis. Now let's talk about the bigger narcotics, the bigger narcs, and the seizures that we've seen. The Tema port has been a hotspot, and a few of these narcotics have been intercepted there. What gaps do we have in our system that allow these things to happen?
You see, what we don't have is control on what comes in. Let's assume that as we are sitting here, somebody is preparing a container, 40-feet container, or let's say 5 different 40-feet containers to import to Ghana, let's say cocaine. We are not there now. So we wouldn't see this cocaine coming to Ghana or being packaged in that so-called warehouse or store or whatever house that they are bagging it. We will not be there to see. But what we are able to do is the control that we have here at our border post, i.e. stopping you from exiting that border post. That control, we have it. So whenever that container gets in and we are able to see it, we flag it, we get physical inspection done after whatever scanning, we also go into physical inspections. Once we see any of these narcotic substances in there, it will be seized and parties involved will be arrested.
Is Ghana now officially an illegal drugs transmission hub?
There is no such official pronouncement. So I can't say Ghana is an illegal transit point for. You see, I've always explained that question or responded to that question in a manner that we are only suffering because of our geographical location. It's as simple as that.
How does that?
Ghana happened to have 3 entry routes or whatever, or way into this country. The sea, air, land. And aside the sea, aside air, the other 2 has several unapproved routes. And those routes are being created by this illicit, activists. They are those creating those illegal routes. If not, for government purposes, government has only created certified routes, i.e. the harbor. And then the land borders. Those are the certified. That is why we have customs and other security officers running those posts. But the question is, do you have these officers running the illicit routes? No. They are not there, or they are not getting there because those are not approved routes. But they are being created by these people who are, they have vowed to do this illegal thing, whether rain or shine. If not, why will you create your own way where there's no way? Are you God?
Mr. Chumuzi, why would you create your own way
when there's no way?
But then, border control continues to be an issue, not just for the security and other reasons, but drug trafficking specifically. How are we collaborating with the communities at the borders, those who are the buffers between us and the next country, in this fight against drug trafficking?
Narcotics Control Commission, led by the Director General, Brigadier General Manti, he continues to spearhead the aspect of education from Accra to the last village. In that we don't take anybody out. We always prompt people for them to understand the dangers associated with these drugs, the effects that will have on, if not for anything, even your own children. As we sit here, we don't know who's going to give what to our children tomorrow. There was a guy we arrested, and during the interrogation, I happened to have gone to the interrogation room, and I asked him a very simple question. I'm glad you are showing some videos on your screen. Look at somebody, I don't know whether he's in the slow motion or whatever he's doing. Look at the way he's,
This is it's the ongoing opioid crisis. Young people who take
imagine?
These, illicit drugs, and they get into a state of...
That's the point.
Well, they say high. I think it's low, but that's the high.
Imagine this very one. If this guy standing by this taxi is a driver, and he's in this state, and you join this car, where will you be in the next 10 minutes? If not close to heaven or hell. Eh? So why should we allow these people to be doing these things, my dear? We won't allow them. And that, I know that, I mean, that stance that we have taken, that we won't allow them, is a serious headache for so many people. But that one is that it will continue to be the headache. Because we won't stop. We won't allow you to make money at the detriment of other people's children. We won't. This guy that I was mentioning earlier, I asked him, will you give these things that you are selling? You are selling cocaine, you are selling red, you are selling hashish, and all these things. Will you allow any